Hello, hello. We are live with Terra Nullius, and we're gonna have a family meeting. I guess is the idea.
Darius' family is dead, so I guess he's excluded.
So is Ari's, except Samuel. So
I mean, wait, is Raia the only one here without dead family?
They're dead to me.
That's true. Okay.
we're all just a bunch of orphans.
Yeah. Raia, what's that meeting look like?
Okay, so after
Orphan hobos!
after a little bit, I get up from my spot at the river, and I just kind of am like, okay, everybody gather around.
Yeah,
Really? Like,
Around the campfire
now.
and sing our campfire song. Okay. Yeah, they.
And I go, okay, number one, Clement, what are you doing? I'm tired of just, like, what are you here for?
Crap. We're gonna start this now, are
He
we?
raises an eyebrow. Whatever you do mean, Raia.
Clement, stop the BSing, except I say it.
Yeah.
Like, look, we all know you're creepy AF. I'm done with this. Like, oh, you're creepy AF.
I love when Raia gets really mad. She just starts cussing.
She's just
like a
the world's about to end. Let's just get it all out there.
Yeah.
Look, I don't care what you're here for as long as you're not going to hinder the mission. So, what's your end game? Okay, like, I'm just trying to save the universe. So, if I need to kill you, just let me know now.
His end game is the Infinity Stones. Don't let him have them.
So, I think he looks at you and he says, Raia, our goals run parallel, not perpendicular.
Wait, no. Can I detect if he's lying?
I want something. You want something. We can achieve them both at different... without interfering with one another.
Darius never made it through math class. Can someone please explain what parallel and perpendicular are?
No, not right now. Later.
Okay.
And I just kind of go,
Do you
Fine.
need more assurance than that?
no, just let me know if there's a point at which we have to have another discussion. Okay?
Certainly I will, Raia.
Okay, everyone. Here's the deal. It's kind of on us to save the universe.
Ari's just like,
Yeah,
yeah,
and
we
I
knew
just-
that.
No. And I just kind of like sitting down, start explaining stuff about the orb and like kind of go into it about like guardians, and I still don't say that, like, I don't say the thing about she of the jade skirt. Like, I still say that, like, Maziel, we have to kill Maziel.
Yeah.
And like that's where I kind of like end the description, but I kind of just like lay it all out there, and I'm like, also, I don't know if you guys know this. You guys aren't from here, and I just found this out, and there's 373 others of us too.
Everyone is just like looking around like, what the heck are you talking about?
Technically, there's less of some, but
True.
They exist, even if they're dead. Okay,
we don't know that quite yet.
look, this is what I'm saying. And I just like keep going on like with these like kind of random bouts of like weird things that I'm saying that are all true, but like
But out of
very-
context, don't make
in
any
a very
sense.
strange manner that I like try and organize in a good way, but definitely fail to. And I
So-
keep kind of like looking over to Ari to be like, am I like, is this good? Like,
Ari's just like,
right?
well, Ari's just like, oh, how much are you actually wanting to like have them understand?
And I'm just kind of like, are people like not following this?
No.
Sabu and Salmon both just like shake their heads. Clement nods though. He's like, "Oh, I am understanding everything."
Teppan thinks something must be lost in translation, but that's not possible.
Yeah.
And I just
Sorry.
kind of go like, Ari,
Just like shake your ring a
So,
little bit, like
because Raia did explain everything to me, right, with the cycles and whatnot. Okay.
yeah,
Like,
so
take
I'm
off the ring.
Ari,
yeah.
can you?
Basically, like Ra just says, long story short, there are 373 other worlds that are parallel to ours, that are like
And-
ours.
373 guardians that have all died before me.
So Raia is the last one. If she dies, we're all doomed. So we need to protect her with everything until we can kill Monziol and figure this out.
And I just kind of go, okay, so that's what we have to do. And I kind of look at Zaman and I go, in no circumstances does anything do the orbs go to beyond. Because I kind of like,
Yeah. Zaman kind of frowns. He's like, okay.
but also we can't just have them willy-nilly because we want them. We must protect them. And I'm just kind of like,
I can hold them here while you go into the beyond. Shake your head. No.
I kind of go, we can figure out details later. Because at this point, it's probably like pretty late at night. Because we talked to the Great Koza for hours before all of this happened.
Yeah.
And then we had all these conversations, and then she was in the orb for a while. So
Yeah. So I just kind of go, well, we can plan more in the morning. I think we should all get some sleep.
do you explain the part about Ix being there and that we need to like go find him?
Not yet.
Okay. Just
Uh,
curious.
Yeah, not quite yet. That'll come out in the details of planning the next day. But for right now, just explaining the cycles and the orb for people who don't know about the orb and
Yeah.
all this happened. And
So
I just kind of go, I think we should all get some sleep. And I kind of like look at Cebu at the end of that and kind of just go like, can we talk?
yeah, I mean Samuel and Cebu look super confused, but yeah, he nods to you and I think Samuel goes over to you, Ari, and then says, "Okay, can you explain that to me again?" And then as like Cebu gets up to like go talk to Raia.
I turned to Darcy like, I'm glad you gave me a heads up.
Yeah. I think Arya
Yeah, I
asked
think
Samuel,
Ari-
I'm like, how long have you known Cebu?
Known Cebu?
Yeah.
A few months maybe.
So you didn't know Raya Cebu?
And did you explain that at all, or are you just saying that as a thing that he's
No,
not-
she's just saying
Okay.
that.
Yeah. And I think he like I probably just interprets it as like when Raia knew Cebu, so he's just like, I suppose not.
I wish I could have known him.
The man he is now is admirable.
I'm not saying that he isn't.
Yeah, and probably just fade out from that conversation and
Yeah.
go see Raia and Cebu.
Cebu.
Yeah. So Cebu is kind of like, nervously walking behind you, and then you go out, to the outskirts of camp, and so
I just kind of like abruptly like turn to face him and I go, I'm really sorry. I thought you were someone that you're really not, but maybe you. So I don't know really.
Raia, are you okay? I
Where-
think you need to get some sleep.
No, we just can we do some of this now?
I'm listening.
maybe I need to start over. And I just like put out my hand, like I just like shake his hand.
Yeah, it takes him a moment to understand what you're doing, and he tentatively takes it.
And I like shake his hand. And I go, my name is Raia Elfemi. I was born in Egypt to people that I don't know who they are, and then adopted into a wealthy noble family. And my best friend growing up's name was Cebu. And I just kind of like go my life story and go like kind of just like say how the orb happened and the whole kiss thing, and then he died, and then I messaged him, and then I'm like, and you're not the same person. And I didn't know that until today, and I'm confused, but also what do you have anything to say to all of this?
So he puts a hand on your arm, like he's been kind of like growing more and more concerned, like as he listens to the whole story. Kind of like puts like a gentle kind of like hand on your arm, and he says, I am so sorry. I'm sorry that I'm not the person you thought I was. I'm sorry that it had to be revealed to you like this, and I'm sorry you had to go through losing me twice. I guess I don't really understand the way the magic works exactly, but if I'm putting all this together, I am a different Cebu from a different world who didn't know you. I think there's only one thing I can say to that, Raia Olufemi.
And I just like keep looking at him.
Yeah. He
with
says,
like tears in my eyes. So.
Exactly. And he says, the only thing I know is that I am much more privileged now than I was where I came from. Because I do know you.
You just do some links with some big tears, and then kind of like wait and see if something else is coming.
Yeah. He does one of those things where he like kind of like grabs your face in his hands. And he says, let me really think of how he's going to phrase this. He says, I'm sorry that your Cebu had to die. But Raia, I think I could. Maybe. I think I could learn to be that man.
And I just kind of nod my head no and cry a little more, and I just kind of go, you can't be him, and I don't want you to be.
Well,
but maybe we could both be something different together. Kind of say like questioningly,
What?
hopefully.
Yeah. Make a persuasion check.
Get inspiration.
Do I get inspiration for all
of
of this?
course. Of course.
Okay.
Take it.
I'm using it. 17.
Oh my gosh.
He says, Nice to meet you. My name is Sabu. And then he kisses you.
I'm
Dad,
crying. He gets to get back.
Dad XP.
No, I don't.
didn't-
It's not even one of my goals.
She didn't,
That's
have
fine.
it, she didn't have it as a goal for this
We're
session.
not in love with each other yet, so I just don't get a progress thing for this one. No, love. I'm in love with the idea of my old Sabu. I'm not in love with him yet. I'm just emotionally
But
fragile.
your goal was make Sabu fall in love with you.
And
not
is he in
make-
love with me right now?
Yes.
No, he's not. How can he be in love with me?
Raia, you just set this up.
I know. I know. Can we please retcon it and make it one of my goals?
No, what we can do is we can do what we did with Ari. You get half the XP that you would have gotten.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's so jacked.
Fine. Whatever.
That's the way we've done it in the past.
I
So
know.
yeah, I mean that happened.
Okay, so
That
I'm
was a
not going.
touching scene. I liked that scene.
I'm not going to go anywhere near Clement,
Okay.
but I am going to, once again, do the thing with the little minifigures.
Gosh, we haven't moved hexes at all still.
Oh,
We're just never gonna get anywhere.
May I roll the roll?
Yeah.
And that's what? Intelligence or wait, yeah, what was it?
Dexterity. Yeah, roll your tools with dexterity.
Dexterity.
You're working on it.
12. Cool. What was the what am I working on?
I don't remember.
I think we had this conversation.
did.
I think I was supposed to look it up, and I didn't.
Okay, well.
We'll figure it out when I look it up.
Maybe it's like so far from being done, you're just not quite there yet.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can't even. Tell.
You can't even tell who it is. Because
It's one of those. It's like in those cartoons
Oh my God.
where like they go up to a stone,
Yep,
they hit it in the
and-
perfect spot, and it's just
Yeah,
everything is
exactly.
carved at the same time.
What? Okay, hold on. I've got an idea. I'm going to message you, Caleb, because I have
Mhm.
a thought.
So while that's all happening, and and all that stuff, is there anything else that needs any other like conversation that needs to happen before, the day finishes?
I would like to ask Clement if he knows of way to destroy magic items.
Oh,
Magic items, not magic items. Magic items.
So
Magic items.
he looks at you and he says, "Interesting. I thought we had finished this conversation. I thought you didn't want my help."
I didn't want your help getting rid of the essence. I suppose I should just guess that you won't help me destroy it either, but I figured it's worth a try.
Why would you want to destroy it, Ari?
After what I saw in there, that Two Hunahpu is going to come back to life no matter what. I think we need to destroy anything that has to do with him. I think that might be the only way to get rid of him.
To get rid of Two Hunahpu?
Yes.
Destroy
I don't want
the
anything-
items he's bound to?
I don't want anything to do with him. I think it needs to be destroyed. Even casting out the essence from it, there would still be an essence. I don't even want that essence alive. I want his life energy gone. Dead from these
Yeah.
items.
So give me half a moment. Okay, he says, "Well, Ari, I don't really... Again, I feel like it's a waste. But if you're so insistent, I do have one thought on the matter. It seems like we're going to wherever this place is. The beyond. The there, as our eloquent friend has so wonderfully put it. And I can sense it too. The energy from that place. I think if you left the items there, it might accomplish what you want. It is, after all, tying his essence, if the theory is correct anyway, tying his essence to this world, to the cycles. If we left them in the beyond, well, that's where he came from, isn't it? And a lot of this is like stuff that Clement shouldn't know, but just does somehow.
Can I make an insight check or something? I don't know. See
Sure.
like how he knows that.
Sure.
26.
You suddenly realize that you get the same feeling from him as you get from all of the magic items and Two Hunahpu and all the other stuff. He's probably in some way also connected to that
Two
place. Not to Two Hunahpu necessarily, but to the place.
To the beyond.
To the beyond.
Would it be too far of a stretch to realize that he's not from here, that he's also from a parallel world?
Not just for that.
I mean, how else would he be connected to the beyond?
Being one of the creatures of the beyond.
Which would mean he's from another world, I guess is my point.
Not even something beyond another world.
So I figured out that he's somehow connected to the beyond.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But you don't know what that means.
Right. I think Ra just like frowns. And then she just says, I don't want to leave it there for somebody else to find.
Somebody else to find. Ari, it's an expanse of nothingness.
Well, clearly people have been there. Clearly people can go there if I'm able to take it there and leave it there. Wouldn't want it to fall into the wrong hands now, would I? And then she like glares at him and then just like walks away.
And he literally just like starts laughing to himself. He just, oh, you think you understand so much, Ari, but you understand so very little.
And then she just like waves him off.
Yeah. Cool.
I understand that I want to kill him eventually.
I mean,
Cool.
I think we all understood that.
Is that
for
the
a
end of the
while.
day then?
I did want to try to talk to Raia about letting me see the book.
Nope, me and Sabu are cuddling. Literally.
Also,
next to
the
each
thing is,
other.
though, in terms of attuning to the items, like, y'all are like, attuned to them now. So, Raia, your new armor gives you resistance to psychic damage.
Ooh,
Ooh.
protect my brain.
Now, does my item need attunement? It's just it's a +3.
It does
weapon.
need attunement, yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what other special thing does it does?
Wait a second.
Because I don't think weapons always
I
need
don't-
attunement.
Yeah, maybe they
Yeah,
don't.
I don't think they do.
It's only if
Yeah.
it's only if it's
You're right.
magical.
I mean, it is magical, but yeah, I think you're right that you don't necessarily need to be attuned to it. I'll double check though. Let's see here, because usually
Unless
says,
like the crossbow bolt, shoots out other really cool arrows, like
it does
know.
not. Sorry, it's just a +3 hand crossbow.
Yeah, I don't think +3 crossbows need attunement.
Yeah, doesn't say it requires attunement, so you're good.
Cool.
That's why you, I guess, knew right away what it did. Accidentally. So the book is a tome of, what would I say, tome of understanding or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so you know Raia, because you're the one who had it, right?
Yeah, I tried to take it. Won't let me.
You're gonna be very happy about this, Raia. But I think it makes more sense for Raia to have it than anyone else. A Tome of Understanding. This book contains intuition and insight exercises, and its words are charged with magic. If you spend 48 hours over a period of 6 days or fewer studying the book's contents and practicing its guidelines, your wisdom score increases by 2, as does your maximum for that score.
What?
The manual then loses its magic, but regains it in a century.
What?
It's a wondrous item, guys.
Yeah,
Dang. Yeah, that's not extremely useful to me, I guess.
exactly.
That's
What?
so
I
useful.
can have a 20
Mm-hmm.
wisdom, but then my max can go to 22, so I can do it again.
Mm-hmm.
But think of how hard it is to actually do that.
Yeah, it's a
She
lot
has to
of
spend
time.
48 hours.
Well,
but
no,
I mean,
the
we're
idea, right, is that
traveling,
she could
though.
technically then spend like.
I can spend 48 hours straight, take exhaustion points, and then just sleep.
True. Yeah, if you want to,
mean-
if you want to have if you literally just want to say, "Hey guys, we're camping here for 48 hours. I'm just gonna study this straight
Doesn't it say 48 hours over 6 days?
over a period of 6
Then-
days."
Yeah.
Oh,
over-
Right. So I mean, but
I thought it
if
said
we're
over.
traveling in a boat,
Yes.
right? She could just study it in the boat.
It is 48 hours total over
Right,
a
but-
period of 6
But the
days.
idea would be, right, like he has to do it pretty much constantly. So if you guys are going to
Right.
the next place, then which is a hex away, like that's.
If she spent 8 hours a day, she would barely do it.
in
I
6
think that's
days,
the point. Is you have to do it.
No,
I think
you
that-
don't.
She
You
can
don't.
take exhaustion points. She can just do that. Yeah, if she
yeah.
wants to.
So what I'm
You
gonna
could
do,
do it in 5
is
days if she did 10 hours.
nothing tonight,
Yeah.
except for have sweet dreams, sleeping next to Sabu.
Yeah.
That's all.
I'm
And then
so glad
tomorrow I
that you
will
figured
start
everything out that
my
you
study
want.
fest.
Okay. Yeah. So as the plan, you're gonna still just camp out here, and spend
We can
48
plan
hours
tomorrow in the morning, and then I'll be like, also, guys, I have to read this for the next 48 hours. You guys can do whatever.
So
But
we're
I
just
gotta
gonna
get
chill at
smarter.
camp for 48 hours? That doesn't seem. I don't know.
You
like,
guys can do whatever. I'm studying this. I'm like, it's something that's gonna be super helpful because it's gonna
Yeah.
increase my spell save DC. It's gonna help a lot.
Do
for
we
me.
have 48 hours just to like camp and
I mean,
like not move?
what are you like rushing against? Like, except for the timer of Maziel, but like,
Mazayo.
I mean, if you didn't have 48 hours to kill, then you would have already failed, right? Like,
No, I understand that, but it's just like I don't
Yeah.
know. It just seems
Oh, yeah,
really
no.
odd.
so Raia, the book itself, right? Like, just to give you a little bit more like information on like, you know, the information or the idea of it. I think you realize that it's honestly, I think what it is, it's a book that was written by one of the guardians that has exercises specifically for a guardian. Like it's made for you in a very profound manner.
What if the next 2 days was basically like it's like the I want to say like the downtime episode almost, but like you're watching a show and it's like, oh, it's not necessarily. I mean, it's kind of a filler episode, but it's also like it's like it's like preparation, and it's like something happens that's not necessarily pertaining to the main thing that's going on, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I
we
mean,
can also do a time skip if nothing important's happening.
Yeah. It's always time skips.
I mean, that's true, but I mean, I feel like we could use.
part of the issue though is to like I feel like we should just move on because we've been spending a lot of time on not moving very fast, and I'm not
Agreed.
even sure
True.
what we would need to do. Right, like
I there's one thing I want to do, but we can kind of do it in the time that they're doing all their stuff, since I can't ask her about the book.
yeah. So the idea is you're gonna stay at camp 48 hours. You're gonna study this book, and then what are the rest of you gonna spend your time doing, just in terms of brief information?
I want, since I didn't get a magic toy, I'm gonna play with the magic toy I already have because I don't really understand it anyway, and I want to kind of look at these rings of control that I made and try and get an idea of how they work. Because I'm thinking like, well, if I use them, like, can someone else control them? I don't technically know like what was controlled to begin with. Like, can I use it to take control myself, or is it kind of locked to the original control device? That's what I spend the next 2 days doing.
Yeah, you want to just like study the
Study the magic rings and everything.
Okay, make a Arcana check.
I need advantage. I have a story I could tell, actually. In fact, he's probably going to do this because he has a few magic rings. So probably what he's going to think about is the first time his father told him the first time his father entrusted him with the knowledge of the ring of mind shielding, because as you guys know, it's like I can make it invisible. So this is something that's not exactly like in their village. It wasn't exactly something that was well known that this is how they communicated with their deity. So what?
Mhm.
So Teppan kind of thinks back to the first time where his father kind of like allowed him to like actually see it and show it visible to him, saying like one day you'll inherit this and so on and so forth, sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, is that enough?
Yeah, sure.
For advantage?
Yeah.
Woo! And Arcana?
Uh-huh.
Oh, frick.
Yeah,
Oops.
you can't figure it
9.
out. The magic eludes you.
I can't figure out over 2 days. I can't try again.
Nope. Not the 9.
Oh.
So are we doing? Are we just doing this right now, where we're just doing the
sure.
2 days right now?
do it.
Okay.
Okay. Obviously, like the 2 days, Darius would like try to work on whatever thing he's working on, like the
Figurines.
the figurines at the end of the day. But also throughout the day, I think Darius is going to start meditating with the hood again. And trying to kind of unlock more of the hood's power. Actually, he probably also does it. I think he takes 1 day to do that with the hood and then 1 day to do that with the sandals.
Okay, and you're just trying to like further understand them
Yeah, further understand them and
with the sandals and
the hood.
the hood. Okay. All right. Yeah, you can do that. Make an Arcana check.
Okay. Man, I'd really like advantage for this, but I don't know. Let me think.
Believe in street lights, people.
Well, that's why you started singing.
What's weird is that was like spot on with timing.
That's
I know.
funny.
I love that.
I know.
I
But with the delay, that's impressive.
I feel like I want to say something about the willow from the other world.
Mm-hmm. I feel like we should make a rule that if we can't think of advantage in a certain amount of time, that we just have to move on, because sometimes these things just kind of take a long time.
Yeah.
I'll just roll.
Yeah, might have to.
Watch the other one be a nat 20. Oh,
15's not bad. Okay, so
Okay, so
I like cheese.
I'm trying to think of. So the sandals were worn by Quetzalcoatl. They were his warrior sandals. I think you get a vision. I don't think the hood tells you anything, but I think you get a vision from the sandals.
Okay.
In a similar way that you people get them when you kind of start learning more about the history of a magic item.
Right.
And you see Quetzalcoatl, this, muscular warrior artisan guy, holding a macahuitl, wearing deliverance. And you see him facing some sort of, it's kind of like allegorical. So I think the vision is framed as if it was like hieroglyphic, like a it's like a carving on a wall. So everything's in 2D, and we just see this like kind of metaphorical blackness that it represents some sort of danger, destruction, catastrophe. And it kind of starts to separate into all these little pieces of darkness that are kind of like coming through this portal. Very all metaphorical, very kind of like abstract in the way that it's kind of depicted artistically. But he is standing against this, like Quetzalcoatl is kind of standing against it. And we see She of the Jade Skirt kind of nearby holding the orb of Xibalba. And it's obvious that she's causing whatever this darkness is. And Quetzalcoatl, kind of looks to the side and he sees his brother and sister. He sees the nature goddess person who made, I think Yum Cox, I think was one of the names that she went by. She made Temperance. And Xbalanque, and it's clear that they can't do anything about this, but Quetzalcoatl kind of feels like he can. And he does one of those things where it's like a mirror, honestly, of the whole thing that happened with Gret. Right? We see him walk into the middle of the portal, or probably like rather fly, because it's kind of like in the air. But he kind of like flies up to the portal because he's a god or whatever, right? And he kind of fuses his, like, so he's like bleeding from battle wounds and stuff, and he fuses his blood and his energy with the portal itself, and seems to like hold it at bay at first, but then it fails, and it does seem like some of the darkness has been held at bay, but most of it has come, and the major catastrophe was stopped, but darkness still prevailed, and it led to a situation where darkness could rise again. And that's kind of the abstract, kind of like metaphorical, weird, artistically hieroglyphic sort of vision you get. And the way that connects with deliverance is...
You can now fly. No.
No, well, no.
Not yet.
Not yet. But I think the way that it connects with deliverance is the reason why I think you get a kind of like sad understanding, Darius. In the back of your mind, you know that your role in all of this at the very end is to sacrifice yourself. You know that you're going to have to do the same thing that Quetzalcoatl did. We see this kind of like introspective moment where you're just kind of like sitting by yourself by the river, and you've probably suspected this a million times, but just because of the way that everything always seems to kind of like lead with you. But Darius kind of has a singular moment where he understands that to wear these sandals means you are responsible for the sacrifice to keep back the darkness. And whatever that means, you have no idea yet. But in the back, and however Darius deals with that, whether or not he tries to push it to the corner of his mind, or whether or not he tries to like embrace it, that's up to him. But that's the realization you get from this vision.
Right. So
and you have to do it while saying, "Oh
yeah." Yeah.
I was thinking about that too.
That's what it was.
Still,
Darius says it in his own way. Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So did Gret have the sandals?
No, he did not.
No.
As it turns out, Gret is actually
Quetzalcoatl the whole time. No.
That will not be canon. No.
Oh yeah, I love the sandals. Oh yeah.
The thought of Gret as a god is a terrifying one that I don't want to happen.
I will just laugh if one day we get to like the beyond or the other realm, and then we arrive and then we hear,
"Oh yeah.
Hi.
Oh hi. Oh hi, sir.
Oh, hi.
Gret is your guide through the beyond.
Welcome to the beyond.
I'm honestly half tempted to do something like that now.
Give me the lines, Caleb. Give me the lines.
Yeah.
I feel like he could be like the guy who is at the front of every Pokemon gym. He's like, good job, champ. You did it.
Right.
I'm just imagining like a Gret that's wearing like a red baseball cap and sunglasses and like the Hawaiian shirt and shorts. And he looks like a tourist. He's like, oh, I this way. So Darius, what Darius does with that, he pulls out his figure of himself, and then like all of the flashes of all of his friends from the other life, from the other universe.
Yeah.
Like just an image of all of them flashes, while he's staring down at this, and he says, they paid the ultimate price for me. And then like the image of Toity and Miggy flash before him, like as he's saying that too. And then he gets like one last kind of image of this Ari, of present day Ari and present day Raia, or like this universe Ari and this universe Raia. And he thinks about the other Darius as well. And he just says to himself, I'll do it for them.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I think the only thing Ari would do, I don't know if Darius has anything else that he wants to do.
Well, so is that it? I gain the understanding, and that's what I get from the sandals.
Yep.
Cool.
And honestly, it's like the sandals will help you do it when the time comes too, right? Like the sandals will also be the conduit to help you.
You have to stab yourself with the sandals.
A little foot
That's
blade
when you'll
comes
be able
out.
to fly.
Like a knife just goes.
Yeah, out of the
Right
fucking
on.
sandals.
It is time.
That's
You
when
have
you'll
to-
know.
You have to eat the sandals.
Like some sort of
And
like.
Darius suddenly knows what it's like to have butterflies in his stomach.
Oh my! What? So confused. Butterfly knots, more like it.
Well,
Because that doesn't make any sense though. Because sandals don't have laces. Anything else from Darius?
Anyway,
huh?
What a tangent. Anything else
Yeah.
from Darius?
I want to roll the 2 knights for the
Oh yeah.
whatever
Okay.
I'm crafting.
Mhm.
That's 1 knight.
It's done.
Cool.
whatever it is.
Whose ever it is.
I mean, I don't think we know. So, do you have any other? Who do we know for sure you've made figurines for?
Samuel.
You know, Ra and Raia and Toity and Darius were all made ones. Was Tepin made one?
We don't know. That's
Okay.
the discussion
Yeah.
we had last time.
Hold on. I had one more to make.
Because you're giving Sabu
no,
and Tepin ones, right?
Right. If they don't have them. Yeah.
Right. That's what
Well,
we're trying to figure out. But just
if
go
you
ahead and
do
roll
this
again for
one
the
and
second day.
finish it-
Exactly. Then it won't matter because both of them will have them.
Yeah.
So just roll again for the next day. No. Okay.
Well, bother.
That one's taking you a while longer. So we'll
Okay,
figure
but-
out exactly who has it for next time.
Maybe it won't matter by the time we know.
I also just wanted to say, if it would be possible, if I could huddle with Sabu for a little bit and then start reading in the middle of the night. So then at the end of my 48 hours, I can take a long rest and we leave after I just sleep in a little bit and lose one of my points of exhaustion.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Excellent.
That can be the plan.
So that would make me have 1 point of exhaustion, right?
Yeah, one level of exhaustion, yeah. Do you have a thing on your character sheet that
Mm-hmm.
tells you to do that? Okay.
Yep.
Cool. I think there's like a setting you have to click to do that.
Yeah, I have it on there.
Yep. Cool. Ari.
Yes. I think first day's pretty boring. I think like I'm just like hanging out in the woods with Buck and Samuel and whatnot. I think the second day, Ari goes up to Darius and says, "Hey Darius, can I have that journal back for just a second?"
Do I have what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I gave it to you.
Okay.
That's what you found the ring in.
Right. Like, is there anything...
Unless, no, wait a second. Did you destroy it?
No, he didn't destroy it. It's just blank.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, but did, like...
But Ari doesn't know that it's blank yet. Right?
No.
Yeah.
She doesn't.
Oh.
So she's
right.
just like,
Jordan,
"Can I have it?"
Darius looked through it and then realized it was blank.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, Darius pulls it out and hands it to her.
Okay, so Ari goes like quietly off to herself to like go look at it. And
it's
she
blank. Yeah.
turns the last page and it's still blank.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I was kind of hoping maybe he'd just be like, "Oh crap, here you go."
No.
No.
It's blank.
What it, like, and does she realize that the whole thing is blank now?
I mean, yeah, I'm like flipping through the pages and I see that everything's blank. I mean,
actually, you know what is on the last page, Ari? There's one thing on the
What?
last page.
Oh,
one
God.
sentence, and it says, "I already sent it to him."
Huh?
I already sent it to him.
Oh. She just kind of like whispers to herself. I'm glad you didn't totally erase our past then.
Oh, to him. Oh,
To his son.
get it.
Yeah.
Son.
Yeah.
He's a
She's
god
just
now.
like-
He has that kind of power.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess she's just like, I don't know what. She's
I mean,
so
there's
conflicted
probably-
because she's just like, no, because she's like, okay, so he did, because she was gonna like start flipping out, like, you erased our future, now you're erasing our past. Like, I think she says that, and then as she like turns the last page, she sees that, and she's like, good to know it's not totally erased, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And then she takes out a pencil, and she writes in it, "Is there really no way for us to have a future together?"
Oh, magic conch.
You say that to...
I write that in the journal.
Oh, you write that in the journal. Okay. Interesting.
Like, I think she like sees the last page and then she starts at the beginning.
Yeah. Sorry, what was the question again?
Is there really no way for us to have a future together?
Just don't give up on this, Ari. There's no response. As long as you look at it, there's no... That's the last time anything will ever be written in this journal.
I can't even make a persuasion check.
No.
And she'll keep writing in it.
Then it's your journal now.
I guess so. No. Yeah, I think she just like starts
That's kind of
writing,
poignant.
like, I think she just starts writing down her inner thoughts, like, you know, I miss you.
Yeah.
I don't know what I want. I want you, but I can't have you.
Mm-hmm.
And just like keeps like just jotting down like stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
That's it.
I think...
And then Mickey says to himself, "Oh, Ari, I want you too." And then a U2 album appears in his hand. Oh, hey.
Oh, boy. I think the last thing we see, as we kind of come to a close of our episode here, is there's a couple places I could go with this. I'm just trying to think. Is I think we get a shot of the beyond. So we see just kind of like floating rock in space, pretty much. It's not like the specific place with like the pedestals or whatever. And we just see this larger kind of like, almost looks like an asteroid, right? And sitting on top of it, kind of like laying on top of it, I guess, is Ix. And you can tell that he's like severely wounded. Like he has a giant bite mark like going on in one of his like a part of his like body. It's like torso. One of his wings is sort of like limp to one side. And he's like kind of just like, you know, closing his eyes, like breathing in and out, like, but he's obviously like awake. And then he like kind of opens his eyes a couple times and blinks, and then and like kind of goes back down. And the very last thing we see of the episode, just as we get this like picture, is we kind of zoom out, and we realize that we're zooming out, and then the edges of the screen start to show a jungle landscape, and we realize there's some sort of like portal that's just this gaping maw that's opened up into a familiar looking village. And it's the village where all the drug stuff happened. It's been abandoned for some time. We see that village, and we see that it's just like this yawning portal just like open in the middle of this village, and we can see through it, and for a distance there's like this asteroid that Ix is just kind of like laying on as it like floats into space. There's some sort of, you know, portal separating from the emptiness from the real world. And the very last shot we get as we see that is we see a smaller like rock kind of floating in space, and we see a little crab. It literally just like looks like a crab, just like kind of like scuttling along its surface. And then credits, Terra Nullius.
Oh God, are you trying to connect Anno Domini here? Is this the crab person?
Trying to, Ari or Alyssa. Interesting choice of words there.
Ari, Alyssa.
It is all connected. It is.
I mean, I know that it's the same universe, but yeah. I'm like, oh gosh, is Jared gonna come in at one point and then just like, you know?
I mean, given that he just kind of like goes around wherever, possible. Cool. Well, there we go. That's Terra Nullius. That was a fun episode. Lots of crazy stuff happened. Reveals that I didn't. You keep getting insights that that means I have to reveal lore things that I wasn't planning on revealing. So everything is kind of moving on along at a faster pace here than I expected. But there's some cool void stuff. No, you're fine. There's some cool void stuff that is gonna happen next, which is gonna be fun. I'm excited for you guys to meet Ix and kind of catch up with him and see what's up with the Beyond and why everybody wants to go there. Awesome. So, let's do goals, shall we?
Goals!
Goal.
Tevin.
I did like squat today.
Hey, you got a shiny new toy.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did. Oh,
What?
you didn't.
I didn't.
Because Raia stole it from you.
Yeah, the one thing I was like, ooh, that's something I can have for. I was like, nope, it's mine. I'm like,
Well, you tried at least.
I tried with the ring, and then I rolled a 9.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm the worst.
I didn't even get to. The one thing I did today was figure out with the whole thing with the different dimensions. It's the one thing I did. I didn't get to stab anyone. I didn't get even. Okay, I got 400 gold in a universe where gold does nothing because of towns.
Wait, can you play with gold? Is gold considered a shiny new toy?
Not by his standards.
Yeah.
Tepin goals. Stab something.
That was what.
Shiny things.
Let's just say the 400 gold did not add much to his
Happiness.
cache of supplies. I don't want to be too specific because they're meant for dire situations. So yeah, I didn't really get revenge. I don't know if you can consider what I did revenge because I didn't do anything.
You unfortunately didn't make a roll.
No, I didn't make it practically. I didn't really even roll to protect. What did I roll for today?
You rolled to help Raia with some things.
Didn't you roll
like
an
the
insight?
Arcana stuff.
You rolled a really good insight at some point.
On Autobuy about the flesh.
Yeah, that's not really related to any of my goals.
What level are you, Tepin?
I am level 13.
Okay.
So I didn't. I rolled that insight roll, investigation.
You worked on 2 goals. I mean, the party goal is what the main.
I mean, I was trying to find a shiny new toy. I didn't work on it. I didn't do anything.
Yeah,
I didn't protect Raia.
Tried to.
I didn't roll for it, but I was working on protecting Raia as I was like keeping an eye on Zaman.
I'll give you pity XP. That's fine.
Thank you.
So you get 3,300 XP.
Okay.
Okay. I worked on
Raia.
killing Maziol.
Mm-hmm.
Would you consider that I worked on protecting the party?
Yeah.
Okay, and then I worked on destroying Two Hunahpu.
Mm-hmm.
And then I worked on...
Are you level 14 or 13? Or
13.
Okay.
And then I worked on the party goal. And then this would have been the 14th time I worked on getting Cebu to fall in love with me.
Okay. Okay. So you get a grand total today of 12,100 XP.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Cebu is in love with you.
Yes, he is.
And part of it for him, I think, too, was just seeing you be so distressed about the destruction of the universe. Like, he was just like, oh, man, like, she's serious about this. And, like, watching that progression as he's gotten to know you.
And also,
he admires you.
Maybe that's why I woke up out of my random thing and tried to go ahead and kiss you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And he's been interested in you since he's gotten to know you. It's just been a whole mess of emotions where he's just like, I don't understand this woman. What's going on? But once he had it cleared up for him, he's just like, okay, yeah, we can be a thing.
Makes total sense.
Yeah.
How are you a thing and I'm not?
I'm interested to see what that relationship will look like. Raia and Cebu actually just being a couple now. So that'll be interesting. All right, awesome. Yeah. Ari?
I saved Buck.
You did?
I did that for 2 sessions. I have not come to a decision with what I want for Samuel, but I worked on it. Mm-hmm. And I also worked on destroying the tendril of the Dark Sin.
Mm-hmm. 6,300.
Cool.
And then Darius?
Okay.
Yes, I can hear you.
So,
what level are you?
I am level 12 still.
Okay.
Defeat Two Hunahpu once and for all.
You're working on it.
Working on it. Cool. That'll work.
It will.
Atone.
Worked on it.
Rescue Zaman.
Did it.
Yeah.
But you didn't make any rolls towards it.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, I attacked the guy.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, okay. For sure.
Thank you for the
You
pity.
worked. I'll give you working on XP for that because you worked on it, but you didn't actually accomplish it like yourself. That you weren't the instrumental in any way really to doing it. But I'll give you. You did something. So 4,000 XP.
Yay! I leveled.
Yay!
Yay!
So everybody can go ahead and do their level stuff if they haven't already.
I don't think I leveled up again. Let me check.
Oh,
Oh no, I've got a while.
Yeah.
I need about 10,000 more XP to level up again. A little less than that.
Guys, my spell save DC is now 18.
Nice.
It went from 16 to 18 this session.
That's good. That's good stuff. All right, well, there you go. That's been Terra Nullius. Thanks for coming out and hanging with us and learning the secrets of the universe. I'm sure there'll be many more secrets to learn, but we kind of got some cool ones revealed.
And I got a boyfriend.
And you did get a boyfriend, even though the world is
official
ending.
Yet,
That's true. That's true.
Gosh.
You're gonna keep it on the DL for about 2 months,
How is
and
it not
then by
Facebook
that point,
official? You
everyone
just
will
got-
already know.
You got the tome of knowledge or whatever.
We're speaking from experience there,
I
Caleb.
am speaking for experience. Anyway, that's it. We're out. Adios.
Bye.